Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a dealer. Be sure to catch my new show, 50 Cent, 50 Ways to Catch a Killer.
I see that Meech concert got the streets talking. The biggest Meech the streets back. That's what I'm talking about. That's how real niggas come home and get it down. 50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better. I will buy your masters.
50 Cent just straight up clowned Big Meech after reports came out that Rick Ross scammed him out of a massive $120 million deal. Ross had promised blockbuster movies and big projects, but delivered nothing. Now Meech is left looking broke, while 50 flips his name into a running joke.
So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie, F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino, there's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it.
It's gotten so messy that fans are saying the only way this ends is with Meech stepping into the ring to fight 50 face-to-face. Crazy, right? So let's rewind to how this whole mess started. After Big Meech got out the streets, he thought he was about to make a legendary comeback. That's when Rick Ross slid in with wild promises. A $120 million film, huge projects, the full Hollywood package. And here's the kicker. Ross said it loud and clear, making it sound like Meech was finally about to cash in on his name and legacy. But in the end, Ross didn't deliver a single thing. Instead, he used Meech's name like a prop to flex on 50 Cent, his longtime rival. While Ross was dangling fake Hollywood dreams, it was 50 who was actually putting up real money. 50 wasn't just talking, he proved he invested in Meech's legacy. He funded the whole BMF show, he paid for Lil Meech's acting classes, and he gave him the platform to shine. Meanwhile, Ross, just empty talk and a free PR boost for himself. And it wasn't only 50 saying it, even people close to the camp vouched for it. Tony Yayo broke it all down clear as day. Now reports claim Meech is frustrated, broke, and realizing Ross only linked up with him just to take shots at 50. That's embarrassing because instead of leveling up like a boss, he's out here looking like a pawn in somebody else's game. But the fake promises were only the start of the drama. Things really spiraled when Meech's own son was caught hanging out with Ross in the club. And here's the wild part.
Hey, you understand that?
Can I call my mom or somebody?
We'll do that after.
Okay.
All right, just turn around for me, be cooperative. Everything's video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand that?
So yes, I understand. Okay.
This came just days after those leaked texts where Lil Meech was allegedly saying F Ross. Then suddenly he's spotted chilling right next to Rick Ross in the club. Somebody explained that one. That video went crazy viral. Meech and Ross shoulder to shoulder, whispering in each other's ears, posing for pics, flashing big smiles while the whole club glowed red. And of course, 50 Cent wasn't about to let that slide. He hopped online and fired off one of his trademark troll jokes, saying Ross told Lil Meech to give him his dad's address so he could send over some Wingstop wings. Imagine that. 50 turning family drama into a greasy fast food punchline. Savage. But that wings joke wasn't just comedy, it was a hidden shot. 50 was basically saying Ross ain't really helping Meech, he's just tossing him scraps. And if you thought that was cold, get this.
I feel bad for Lil Meech. I don't feel bad for no grown man on this planet. Like, I'm a grown man. Why the f I gotta feel bad for another grown man? Like, you a grown man too. What you asking for my sympathy for? You be alright. Ho ass.
50 suddenly dropped a bombshell about Lil Meech. Out of nowhere, he posted, and later deleted, that he himself had to send Lil Meech to rehab. That revelation had people stunned because it hinted the drama went way deeper than just fake promises and internet jokes. 50 claimed Lil Meech was showing up to set completely high, even throwing up during a weapons test because he was lit out of his mind. Then they found whippets in his truck. 50 literally admitted he didn't even know what whippets were until then, said he had to Google it. He painted the whole thing like he was the responsible one, stepping in to keep Meech focused, while Ross, and even Meech's own father, were hyping up the same bad habits. That's wild. And let's not forget, Lil Meech even got himself arrested at an airport. That alone should tell you the chaos he was in. Once 50 exposed all that, people started questioning if he actually saved Lil Meech's career from spiraling out of control. So why in the world is Meech siding with Ross now? That's when another voice jumped in and made things uglier. Michael Rainey Jr. Most people know him as Tariq from Power, and he went live on IG not holding anything back. A fan asked him straight up if he felt bad for Lil Meech, and instead of dodging or sugarcoating, he went full savage mode. That IG live clip spread like wildfire, and guess who reposted it, laughing the whole way? Yep, 50 Cent. He doubled down hard, echoing Michael Rainey Jr.'s words in his caption and pushing the narrative that Meech was weak.
February 13th, the Big Meech Home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This shit gonna be special.
Epic.
Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
The timing couldn't have been worse because it made Meech look like he was losing respect, not just from 50, but from everybody in 50's circle. But the truth is, this tension had been brewing long before. It really started bubbling after Big Meech's failed Welcome Back concert. When Meech came home, fans expected fireworks, a massive reunion stacked with rappers and star power. But instead of leaning on 50, the man who had just turned his life into a TV empire, Meech turned to Rick Ross. Ross and his camp started pushing the event like it was going to be legendary. Except it all blew up in Meech's face. The concert never even happened. For 50, that was the last straw. He snapped, accusing Meech of cutting secret deals with the feds and dragging him online nonstop. Fans who once looked at Meech as a certified street legend suddenly weren't so sure anymore. The respect started cracking, and the questions got louder. Linking up with Ross only made things worse. To fans, it looked like Meech traded loyalty for clout.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
And 50 pounced on that narrative, turning it into fact with his non-stop trolling posts. What was supposed to be Meech's legendary comeback ended up being the moment people stopped riding for him. That's when Meech finally decided to clap back. He posted an old pic of him and 50, but slapped a giant rat emoji right over 50's face. No subtlety at all. Meech was flat out calling 50 a snitch. Then he doubled down, labeling 50 an internet gangster, basically saying all 50 ever does is talk tough from behind a phone screen. Ross, of course, piled on too, mocking 50 for being mad about their link-up. Fans saw it as a tag team move, Ross co-signing Meech just to poke at 50 even harder. There's even a clip of Ross straight up clowning 50, bragging about Meech standing right next to him. But here's the irony everyone noticed. 50 gave Lil Meech real opportunities, while Ross only gave him flashy photo ops. Yet somehow, Meech looked more willing to ride with Ross. That confusion just poured gas on the rumor mill, with people saying Meech might actually want to fight 50 for real. After the rap post and Ross's trolling, the internet went wild. Rumors were flying about a possible boxing match between 50 and Meech. Some fans thought it was hilarious. Others said it was sad. Meech reduced to clout-chasing celebrity boxing just to stay relevant. But what really pushed the rumor over the edge was Meech himself. When asked if he'd ever swing back, he hinted he'd lace up gloves if it came down to it. Even if he said it half joking, the internet ran with it like it was a done deal. And once the boxing chatter hit the blogs, the story spread like wildfire.
You took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
But just as things were heating up, Wack 100 jumped in with his own bombshell theory, and it shook the whole conversation. According to Wack, this beef isn't just about loyalty or Ross, it's about secrets. He claimed that Meech's own confidant Tammy Cowan once told 50 that Meech had conspired with federal authorities in other street cases. If true, that would flip Meech's whole street legend image upside down. In other words, Wack was hinting that Meech wasn't as loyal to the streets as everyone believed. And that's exactly where 50's snitch narrative really came from. But Wack didn't stop there. He suggested Tammy might have had her own reasons for flipping on Meech. Maybe she felt abandoned after he got locked up. Or maybe she was fed up with him trying to snatch back his life rights. Rights he had already negotiated with 50 for the BMF series. That theory put Meech in a tight corner, because if it's true, it means the person closest to him may have been feeding 50 all the ammo this entire time. Wack broke it down in his own words, and fans were shook. But whether Wack was dropping facts or just stirring up drama, one thing was crystal clear. It gave 50 even more firepower to keep clowning, and the internet wasted no time piling on. One of the wildest moments came when Big Meech popped out wearing Kanye West's graduation jacket. On the surface, it looked like a regular flex fit, but fans instantly caught the symbolism and twisted it into another joke at his expense. That jacket wasn't just fashion, it was Kanye's graduation album piece. The same one that outsold 50 back in their infamous 2007 sales battle. Some fans laughed it off, others swore Meech wore it on purpose just to stir the pot. Either way, it looked like he was leaning into old wounds just to jab at his former ally. But here's what really stood out. 50 stayed silent. Normally, he's the first to clown a fit, screenshot a goofy pose, or drop a ruthless caption. But this time, nothing. And that silence had fans convinced he was holding back on purpose, like he was saving ammo for a much heavier shot. Because let's be real, when 50 skips a roast, it usually means he's loading up something brutal. At this point, it's obvious this isn't just casual trolling. 50's locked in on Meech like it's personal, almost an obsession. Most beefs fade away, but with Meech, every single move sparks a new response. Some say the betrayal cuts deep. 50 gave Lil Meech real opportunities only to watch him cozy up with Ross. Others think it's about control. 50 doesn't just want to win, he wants to crush anyone who crosses him. Letting Meech slide would make him look weak. And if this ever jumps from Instagram straight into the ring, it won't just be celebrity entertainment. It'll be the final chapter in a feud that's already way out of control. One man fighting to protect his legacy, the other willing to tear it down for laughs. And the way this is going, it's starting to feel less like a rumor and more like the next move waiting to happen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment on what you think will happen if this beef really explodes. And I'll catch you in the next one.